Lane. And we always like to bring people together here on the Hub as we say hello to AJ Allmendinger. We've got Chad Knaus here. He represents the 48. We've got AJ and we've got Ross Chastain, of course, the guys that were running up front at the end of the race. Ross, AJ, you guys know each other, right?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, man.
There you go. You guys actually talked. You guys just spoke. I know that those conversations, a lot of those are private, but can you share maybe a little bit of what you guys talked about?
AJ had
You want to go, AJ?
I did.
Yeah, I told Ross that I hate that I taught him how to road course race, so it's my fault. I told him it's my fault I was backwards, so he's in the clear.
Is that what he said?
That's not what he said.
No.
He did teach me a lot. My road racing game stepped up when I was teammates with him in 2019 and 2020. He would stand there at the simulator with me and say, no, yes, no, push, turn more, turn less, shift here. It was a game changer.
Yeah, and AJ, I did hear you say in an interview that until those last couple turns, it was the most fun that you had in a race car, and certainly the entire weekend. You guys spent a lot of time racing next to each other, not just on Sunday, but on Saturday. What was that like, AJ, to race with Ross, a guy who you taught how to road course race?
Yeah, I mean, it's Ross's somebody that he has so much talent, and even working with him early on, you could see the way he would pick up things as I would talk to him about the road course stuff. There's no doubt on the ovals that he's always been really fast. But, on the road courses, he picked it up so quick, and then he'd go to the racetrack and immediately show the speed. So he's a quick study, and he showed it on Saturday in a car that he probably upped the game up a lot compared to what it should have been. And then on Sunday, he was doing an amazing job. And it was something that, battling with him, I had a little bit of pride as we drove away from the field that, I had a small part in helping him get better on the road course. And it was a good time until it wasn't.
So, AJ, I thought you said something that was really interesting a moment ago. That's the most fun you've had racing in one of these Cup cars was in Cota last weekend. So explain that. Like, why do you think it was more fun than what we had previously?
Yeah, with this next-gen car, you're so late on the brakes. The cars react so much quicker, so you can kind of throw them around more. They're a little bit more nimble. They're a lot quicker when it comes to lap time, so you have to hustle it. It's physically demanding in the car. With the sequential box, everything just happens so much quicker. So I was enjoying it wholeheartedly from the first lap in practice to the end there. I felt like I was going to enjoy that car, but thoroughly was enjoying that car around Cota, which is a racetrack that you carry a lot of speed, that's got really long brake, tight corners. So that was some of the most fun I've ever had in a race car for sure.
All right, well, you talked about a lot of the fun. What about, other than the last, let's just save that for those, I'll let somebody else tee that up. My worst part was the rub blocks. Hitting the rub blocks across the rumble strips, different parts of the track were terrifying, honestly. I never knew where I would land on the other side of that. Did you have any of that?
You're going to give more secrets,
I did
AJ?
have some of that.
You're going to give them more secrets?
Yeah, exactly. It caught me off guard, but, it was only on certain parts of the racetrack, so I kind of knew where to avoid it, whether I had to put the car inside or outside of that. But, yeah, I mean, it's these things do not like to go over the curbs. They're so rigid and low that once it bounces, it really upsets the car. So you have to drive it a different way and place it in certain spots that maybe last year, take out the rain, that you had to place it around Cota. So, but it was, man, I love how late you can be on the brakes and the way it sounds inside the race car. Yeah, it was a fun day.
All right, so it's all fun, right? A couple of days later. And when you do watch the replay, I know you've watched it many times, AJ, just your thoughts now, a couple of days that you've had to digest, about how it went down between the two of you guys.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, and Ross and I talked about this, each of us are okay with what you have to do to win a race. It's, whether it's right or wrong in one person's eyes, it's right or wrong in another person's eyes. And Ross is going for the win, and I get it. Whether I agree with it or not, it's okay. It's a part of racing. We move on, and hopefully we're in that position again.
Well,
I think he will be.
Yeah, and you're lucky I wasn't in that 48 car. Of course, if I was, I wouldn't have been anywhere in the picture. I'd been way behind you guys. But, as you move forward, let's be honest. You raced great in Cota. It was a lot of fun to watch you guys battle. It was really exciting for us to have the 48 car in the middle of that with you guys. That was great. But I'm really curious, moving forward. Now you're going to race at Richmond this weekend, and then you're going to go to Martinsville, which is arguably one of your better racetracks in the Cup Series. What are your expectations moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, so Phoenix was take out the Coliseum. Phoenix was the first time at one of those real racetracks that I got to run this next gen car. We didn't run great. We finished 20th. We had an okay day, which, as a brand new Cup team at College Racing, top 20 is still really solid around that racetrack. But even struggling, I had a lot of fun in the car. So I think Richmond is going to be a great race. I really can't wait for Martinsville because I think same thing with the brakes and how you roll the speed down into the corner. It's going to make it a lot of fun with this car. So I look forward to all the races that I'm going to get to run with this next-gen car and hopefully contend for some more wins. And more importantly, keep this Xfinity program at College Racing going and winning some more races.
Yeah, how long had you thought about doing the burnout at the top of the hill, AJ? I can see you inside the race car, every time that you went by, just going, I'm going to do that.
Well, it was really cool to be able to get Nutrien Ag Solutions their first victory in NASCAR. And, quite honestly, I was really hot in the race car. I was tired. So I didn't know if I was going to do a burnout on the front straightaway or not. So I rolled up there at the end of into turn one. I thought, man, this looks like a great place to do this burnout and make it happen. The only thing I forgot about was the spotters were standing there, so none of them could see the rest of the racetrack. So I got told about that by some of them after that, so my bad.
Yeah, you won. That's all they needed to know. You won. So regardless of obviously what went down this past weekend, you're making a statement right now, and you have another one to make this weekend. Of course, the Dash for Cash. At Richmond, you and 3 other drivers are the Dash for Cash program. They're going to kick off. Of course, the top 4 finishing series regulars at Cota all become eligible for $100,000. That's a lot of money, my friend. If they are the best finisher among the 4, it's of course you, Austin Hill, Noah Gregson, and Sam Mayer. What's going down? We talking this is for $100,000. This race is going to take place the next 4 races each week. A new set of top 4 finishing drivers will find themselves eligible. You got Martinsville, Talladega, Dover. Those are the other 3. What are we thinking, AJ? We thinking $100,000 is nice and cool inside that pocket?
I would like that. It's Ross and I have been fortunate enough to win that once or twice. So it's great what Xfinity does to be able to put $100,000 for the next 4 races. It's a huge deal to College Racing, to everybody in Xfinity, all the teams. It's cool when we're able to win it because we share that with the race team. So all the men and women at College Racing make some extra money. So yeah, it's a race within a race, right? You're still wanting to go out there and try to win the race. But if you can't do that, you start figuring out, okay, the other 3 guys I'm racing against, we got $100,000 on the line, so we got to do what it takes to go get that $100,000. And more importantly, you win that, you go to the next one.
There you go. Well, hey, listen, I know you and Ross talked before the show, but Chad and I are going to take full credit for the way that things went down. See, we bring
I think
people.
We mediated
yeah,
well,
we did. We
right?
did.
Yeah.
AJ, thank you for your time as always.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
All right.